This is the book of Revelation 18, verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, it has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and of the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and salutations to you brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching his word and also laboring in his word in true love and sincerity. And may blessings fall upon the houses of the 1/3. In America, Babylon the Great is going to become a heap and a desolate place for desert-like creatures, dragons, okay? A place for a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, okay? Because this place will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, all right? Via Russia and the other nations that's going to shoot nukes upon this place, okay? Because World War III is inevitable, okay? It's inevitable, right? And there's nothing no one can do to stop World War III. Why? Because it's prophecy, okay? It's prophecy and it's already written, okay? Let's go into matter of fact, since I made the statement, let's go into the book of Joel, okay? The book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. We're going to start at the 9th verse. All right. It says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Okay? So what you see, taking place is, the nations being stirred up. Okay? All the nations being stirred up and being what? As the scriptures say, the Lord mustereth the battle. Okay? He appoints and hosts the battle. All these nations are simply being gathered together, okay, for World War III. And where? The Valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? The Valley of Jehoshaphat in the Middle East. That's where they're being gathered. Okay? That's where they're, being gathered and preparing to have this last and final battle at. Okay? And with all that being said and done, America, Babylon the Great is also going to be destroyed too. That's why when we read Revelation 18, the 2nd chapter, that this place is going to be, basically a habitation for what? A cage for unclean birds. A habitation of devils. All right, let's get one more dealing with this World War III. Okay. It says, Isaiah 13, verse 2, it says, Lift up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right, and this banner that we're lifting up on high is the scriptures, right? It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, and I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together for what? World War III, right? And it says the Lord of hosts muster the host of the battle. So the Lord is the one, let's go into this word muster. The Lord is the one that's what? Appointing, okay? Let's see. In other words, the Lord is the one that's, setting this whole thing up, setting this stage, All right, setting the stage point for World War III for these nations to go to war. Okay, it says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even to the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the world, to destroy the whole land. You know, and the weapons of the Lord's indignation is what? The thermonuclear missiles. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, let's jump here, Isaiah 54 verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster. I have what? I have created the waster to destroy. All right, speaking of the thermonuclear missiles. Okay, because that's when it speaks about arrows in the scriptures, right? Arrows going from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. All right, those are things speaking of missiles. Okay, and the prophets back then, they were just given a vision and symbolizing it of what it would be. They described it as the best way they could back then at their time, and they actually did a great job. Okay, I'll stay in the book of Isaiah 9 verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning. This should be with burning and fuel of fire. Okay, like the scripture says, the Lord have created the waster to destroy. Okay, so this battle of now is not going to be like a battle when you see on the movie 300 or the movie Troy. Okay, things like that. But this one is going to be what? A thermonuclear showdown. You see? So when we read this again, let's go back to Revelation. Get back to the point. Revelation 18 verse 2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils. And how is this place going to become a habitation of devils? By this place being what? Nuked. Okay, this place is going to be nuked. That's why it's going to become a habitation of devils, because this place is not going to be, it's not going to be able to be inhabited, but by these desert-like creatures. Okay, so when we go to the book of Isaiah 34 verse, and I want to try to get to the point. It says verse 4. There's so much to get. We'll start at verse 8. It says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of the recompenses for the controversy of who? Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust there into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. Okay, let's look into this word pitch. I never did before. In Hebrew, it's Zaphaheth. It says pitch, tar, absol, from its tendency to soften in the sun, meaning to liquefy. All right, I don't want to hit too much to go off on that. Verse 10, it says, and it shall be quenched, it shall be not, Salakia, it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation, and it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. But the what? But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. You see, these are different birds. All right, these are different birds. Okay. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and shall stretch out upon and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness, because you're not going to be able to tell where certain areas were once this place is nuked. You're not going to be able to say, well, this was this state, this was that state, this statue was there, this building was here. Okay, all that's going to be that's all going to be out the picture. Hey, as the scripture says, the elements shall burn with fervent heat. Okay, this place is going to be a complete wasteland. Verse 12, it says, and they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and there shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. You see, this place is going to be nothing but a habitation for these creatures. And it says, there shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. You see? So this is all written. You know that this place is going to be destroyed and become a habitation of devils and unclean, a cage of unclean birds. Okay? And this information is only where? Prophesied and spoken about, and where? The Holy Scriptures. You see? Verse 16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. What's not going to fail? These prophecies. None shall want her mate. The scriptures don't need no other book to validate it. The scriptures alone stand by itself. Right? For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them. And he have cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. Okay? So that's pretty much the point, just backing up Revelation, the 18th chapter. All right? About America, Babylon the Great is going to be utterly destroyed and become a habitation of devils. All right? So, I thought I'd bring that out to the spirit. Lord willing, hope this quick lesson was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.